King Charles and Queen Camilla have kicked off a 3-day state visit to France.
French President Macron welcomed the pair earlier today. The royal couple and President Macron and his wife attended a wreath-laying ceremony at the tomb of the unknown soldier in Paris. King Charles and Macron held a bilateral meeting afterwards. The king's trip to France was initially planned for March, but was postponed due to nationwide protest over the country's new pension reform laws.
BBC News correspondent Hugh Schofield joins us now from Paris. Hugh, we have seen some fractures in the Britain-France relationship, most notably, of course, due to Brexit and post-Brexit negotiations. Can you walk us through the importance, the significance of this visit?
It's perfectly true that the relations between France and Britain were rock bottom a year, 2 years ago, under the prime ministerships of Boris Johnson and then Liz Truss. Things have improved markedly in the last year, and this visit is intended to set the seal on that. The king in himself is not a political figure, of course he's not, but Rishi Sunak, the prime minister, the man who sets policy in Great Britain, has decided to build bridges again with France, and he's done it quite successfully. He himself had a summit meeting with Emmanuel Macron earlier this year at a time around the time when that royal visit was supposed to happen, and now comes this royal visit, this state visit, rearranged for now, which, as always in state visits from the British monarchy, is kind of used as part of foreign policy. It's there to symbolise, with pomp and ceremony, the fact that these two nations, France and Britain, are back talking again.
Hugh, how much is it symbolic versus actually policy-oriented? Do we expect that President Macron and King Charles will actually move forward with anything that's substantial in a policy realm?
No, we don't. I mean, that's just not the way it works with the British royals. I mean, we know roughly what they will talk about, and luckily those issues are things which we know the king is very interested in. They will talk about the ecology, the environment, about technological cooperation between Britain and France on ways of fighting climate change and so on, all these issues which of course are dear to the king's heart and which of course are very current. But the idea that the king will bring substantive policy ideas, right, or that there'll be some kind of in detail discussion of these matters is just not the way it happened.
Mm-hmm. So what else is on the royals' agenda? What is Queen Camilla up to?
Well, there's plenty because they're in Paris today and tomorrow. That's Wednesday, Thursday. There's a big state banquet tonight at Versailles, a very monarchical setting. Tomorrow there's a speech by the king in front of parliamentarians at the Senate, and then he's going up to Saint-Denis to look at various charitable efforts going on up there. Meanwhile, Queen Camilla will be involved in the launching of a new literary prize. She and Brigitte Macron, the president's wife, who's also interested in books, they both are at the French National Library to launch this new prize, which is for British, French literature. No one's quite clear who's going to be given the award, but it is a new Franco-British literary prize. And then it's down to Bordeaux on Friday, where again Camilla will share some of the engagements of her husband, but will also be doing some work of her own at a charity down there.
All right, Hugh Schofield, good to see you.
Lovely agenda.